What is up, guys? Good evening. As always, hopefully you're all doing good. We're just going to do our trade recap from today's session during New York. We broke even today. Nothing really. I actually had the wrong bias today, and we're going to get right to that, explaining why I was actually bullish for today's session, specifically on in general for the assets. So let's just get right to what I was looking at. Okay, clearly we had this bullish candle. We were able to attack this high. Um, Something to keep in mind is actually we weren't able to really close above it, right? We actually closed below it, so that's one of the reasons why I had that BE. Same thing with ES. We had that SMT at the highs, and then including with YM actually catching up, taking out these specific highs before it actually reversed. So personally, I was looking for buys. NQ at the moment during this the morning session was the strength leader, trying to head towards these highs, while NQ was the weakest and ES was as always the lagging asset. So the way I was looking at it was that we were bullish up yesterday's during yesterday's candle, so I was anticipating a continuation higher, right? Since we were able to break above this consolidation and continue going higher, I guess my first mistake. We'll get to that. Let me just explain what I was looking at. So, onto the 4 hour right here. I noticed we have a SMT right here with a PSP. As you can see, YM had the down close candle, and ES and NQ had the bullish candle, right? So this clearly gave me that reversal signature, which then 2 a.m. we had a continuation higher, which we actually had another SMT, right? So it was a two-stage SMT, anticipating that this 6 a.m. candle would have been the C4, because it's the C2, 3, 4, to all the ways to the previous day's high. Okay, so that's basically what I was looking at. That was on the 4 hour. On the hourly, you could see how price created a high, we retraced, and we actually formed a nice SMT right here, including a PSP. Yes, it was a PSP with YM. And then we see YM right here. So coming into this session, I realized that YM was just exceeding to that specific draw that we were talking about right here. And I couldn't really, there was nothing really to engage in this to try to trade the continuation higher to that draw. Because I did really like YM to that specific draw. It was a clear draw compared to the other two. I just didn't really have anything to engage in. Like, yeah, we were able to close above this change in the state of delivery. This was at 7 o'clock. Personally, my entry was at 8 o'clock, and I'll explain why. But you can see it wasn't really well, I guess like if you were to enter right here, stop loss right here, I guess it still would have made sense. I guess it would have still made sense. Again, lesson learned. So, but I was looking at ES here, right? We had that SMT with the PSP, so this is a confirmation for that reversal. I didn't even bother going on the lower time frames because I had that conviction off that hourly time frame. Let me just go here. You can see that we had that nice change in the state of delivery with this 7 a.m. candle, and I literally entered as we closed, and we had that new 8 a.m. candle. SMT was just right here at the rejection block, and then was targeting this high right here. You can see how it did expand nice at 8 o'clock, but 9 a.m. is where we struggled the most. You can see how we failed to do so. We actually formed a swing point, and then we started expanding lower, and then you can see 9:30 we just ripped, right? So ideally the whole bias was wrong. I was able to go break even because we expanded away, and this was 9 o'clock. Personally, I did not want, like, I was expecting 8:30 to do the expansion because we had some news at 8:30. So this is why I entered at 8 o'clock, because I was anticipating 8:30's news, which was unemployment claims, to give us that driver higher, right? And then at least seeing NQ or ES taking out one of these highs, right, to confirm that reversal, right? Because I personally didn't really like how we reversed off the new day opening gap. Not really something that I really look at, but it is a key area. So it's something that I shouldn't be fading away. But I was able to break even here. 9 o'clock, right before 9:30, we expanded lower, so it stopped me out instantly at break even. And yeah, you can see how we just literally, it was a falling knife right here with both NQ and ES. So I just want to want to go through why I made the mistakes. If we go into the daily time frame, first of all, we had an SMT at the highs, right? That was an SMT right here, and we actually failed to close above it, right? So this is an indication that if we are failing to close above, we really didn't fail to manipulate, right? This is technically still a manipulation. We have to see what the next candle does, right? We also then had a two-stage SMT. YM was the strength leader, as mentioned, so it was already above its previous day's high, as you can see, because it was trying to catch up and target these highs before that reversal, right? This is the current candle here, so just don't mind that. So you can see how that worked. If we go on to the 4 hour, you can see the same thing here. We had a nice C2 closure right here, in anticipation of the C2 closure, because clearly we were still within this specific candle if you were anticipating shorts. But again, you can see the SMT here with the C2 closure, right? Going on to the hourly right here, you can see 8 o'clock formed that nice C2, closing back within the range and closing back within the previous 7 a.m. Candle, right? ES didn't really do that. That's the reason why I actually took the trade on ES, because it was laying the middle asset. I knew that NQ was the weakest, so it wasn't really giving me that confirmation for it to actually continue going higher. So yeah, even on the 30-minute here too, you can see the SMT plus a PSP being formed right at this C2 here, right? Then you can see 9:30, 9 o'clock expand away. Realistically, if you were looking for shorts, this would have just been easy right here. And then even if you wanted to keep it at the rejection block and attack these relative equal lows. And that's actually something that I wanted to show you guys, was I faded this and I didn't even realize this, that we had, especially on NQ, we had relative equal lows right here, right? This down close candle didn't even, I don't think it even did tap into it. This is a 26475. Wow, we literally made equal lows here. So noticing this, if I did notice this, I would have then realized this would have just been like, yes, we did open low first, but this right here is just basically a retracement, because if you wanted to see some type of move higher, it would have been much better if you would have seen like the 2 a.m. candle close above this down close candle, but we didn't. We were still trading within that down close candle, and let me see if it respected that 50% of this down close candle here. Yeah, look at that. So it's not random. These are things that do happen on a daily basis. I just had the wrong idea, and that's okay, right? At the end of the day, that's the beauty of the market, is that we're always going to have a different bias. And honestly, both of us can have a winning type of idea, right? A bullish win and a short idea type of win, right? It just depends on the time specifically, right? But yes, if I noticed this, then I would have really thought, okay, we want to really trade into this before any type of move higher, right? Because this is engineered liquidity, right? This candle that created the equal low, this was meant to happen, right? For us to engineer liquidity, retrace higher, stop early sellers, and then expand away, right? Attacking these lows where people bought for this retracement, right? So seeing that would have honestly made me switch my buys to the short idea. But again, it's all good. I'm human. I make mistakes. Not to worry. I was able to manage my risk properly, and that's all that matters, right? So basing off this 4-hour candle, if you wanted to get into a short idea, because clearly if we're fading the equilibrium, let me just erase this because this is gonna not the actual equilibrium that I was looking at. So if we're failing in the equilibrium, then clearly what is the next draw? Previous day's low, right? There's really nothing. I don't really look at order blocks, and again, we're failing to respect this inefficiency here on the gap as well. So previous day's low did look like the best draw here. And so how would you engage this? Clearly we would need a fractal, right? We would need to see some type of new phase of price happen, right? You could see how we actually retraced after attacking previous day's low, which was right here. Oh, I did it again. Sorry guys, just give me a sec. Let me just erase that. So once it attacked previous day's low at 10 o'clock, this specific 30-minute candle, you notice how we had a SMT, right? SMT with the previous day's low with YM specifically. Right, we had that SMT right here, and then at 10:30 we actually started to retrace, right? So not really thinking about the longs at the moment right now, because we are reversing off a key high, right? A key level. So and this is what really got me ticked off, is that I decided to just end it because clearly we had this falling knife. I decided to make breakfast and I was away from the charts, but this would have been so clean. We had a nice strength switch. So notice how ES and NQ had that previous day's low. We retraced into the gap, but notice this. We created a strength switch right here. Right here with YM. So we had an SMT fill. NQ and ES tapped into the gap while YM failed. SMT plus a PSP at the 11 a.m. candle on the 30-minute. So seeing this right here is just like high probability, like damn, I would have gone full port. Like I'm not even joking. This is a very once you have a PSP and an SMT, that's it, you know. Now you're anticipating an open high low close type of a scenario back to ERL, right? And this was the overall draw right here. Okay, so seeing that, we'll look at 11:30 on the 3-minute, or you could have even just closed it right at the close right here, at the close of the 11 o'clock candle, which was right here. This candle right here formed that change in the state of delivery, which was right here. Stop loss right at that SMT high, and then coming back for that draw. Imagine a nice 3.7, basically almost a 4R right there. This would have been the trade of the week for me. I would have honestly ended the week based off this trade, to be honest, just because of how good it was. But again, honestly, this month has been very hard for me. I'm just up only almost $300 for this month. I could have been up much more. Honestly, I would have passed this challenge this month, but I did some stupid stuff, and that's okay. Lesson learned. Again, I'm always learning every day. I'm gonna be making mistakes, and that's honestly why I do these videos, because clearly it's not a straight line when you're trying to become profitable and just trying to make this as your career. Clearly you're going to be making mistakes throughout your career, and that's normal, guys. The whole point of it is in how you manage it, right? It's not about you taking the losses, right? You take the loss but learn from it, but be able to actually manage yourself and your emotions through these losses and through these drawdowns. Like, I'll show you my my monthly statements for my combine, but yeah, you really have to be very disciplined with yourself. This was the trade of the day. Like, this was beautiful, again, with the whole SMT fill, PSP, SMT, and I was looking at this. I literally came to the computer when this within this candle right here, this specific 1136 candle. Oh, and I seen this drop, but I was like, no way. I was like, whew. But again, this right here is a textbook A+ setup, and if I see this again in the future, just know I'm taking it 100%. And I hope this video helps you guys understand why it makes sense, right? Because sometimes when you see an SMT at the lows, guys, it does not mean that it's, oh, we're reversing. SMT just could be meaning that, okay, we're in a retracement phase now, right? Because clearly we still have some draws. Like yes, we came down here, but what draw did we take? We just came down to this rejection block. There's really nothing here, right? So there was this low that I was actually looking at too, right? For maybe YM to possibly tap into, to possibly to see if we can manipulate where we can form an SMT, an actual reversal signature. But again, we actually came to that ERL and then we actually reversed with it. And I'll show you another opportunity that was given at the 1 o'clock. So notice how we took this out, and notice how we had an SMT here. Within the 12 o'clock candle, 12 o'clock tapped into it, but NQ didn't, right? And then look what happened next. We had a nice two-stage SMT right here. So this candle confirming that, and then you could have easily target, like this would have been your target right here. The inefficiency, right? ERL back to IRL, simple as that, right? You could have gone to your 30-minute as well, which actually was a better confirmation because you can see that we had a where was it? A PSP also right here on the 30-minute, right? With YM, clearly you can see how YM was the strength leader because this was the one that formed the up close candle. So we had that SMT right here. We had another SMT right here. So, and seeing this right here at 1 o'clock, clearly you could have traded this, but if you wanted to be lenient and actually wait for that closure, you would personally want to wait for the C3, which is this candle right here. This is the C2, yes, but since it didn't close back within the previous candle's range, you want to wait for this specific candle next, 1 o'clock, and then you're anticipating that 130 to open low high close. Clearly, if you wanted to get into it, you could have easily gotten into it right here on this change in the state of delivery right here. Again, if you're trading that reversal here, yes, 130 was right here. This candle right here. This candle actually expanded much higher, so not really the best possible move, but NQ, you could have gotten that opportunity right here and traded it back to this intermediate high here. But again, still valid if you actually entered right on this candle right here. Stop loss would have been just right here, and then clearly you would have, this target would have been really, really nice. But it didn't really, it wasn't able to go all the way. But again, even just going for a nice fixed 2R, guys, that's all you need, right? That is all you need. But overall, guys, that is basically the recap for this session. I just wanted to break down price, and I was just trying to break down the opportunities that could have been given off the shorts, off that continuation, and off that reversal signature, off a specific key point. Okay, so other than that, guys, that is it. Hopefully you found this very resourceful, and hopefully you guys can take something out of this. But overall, guys, stay safe. Oh, I forgot, I'll show you my where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, so right here. So yeah, you can see how it hasn't been really the best month. You can see how we did really good the first week. Lost everything. This was like, this week tilted me the hell out. We had CPI and I think it was NFP. I think it was, yeah. We had an NFP and CPI, but within 1 week. So you can even imagine how messed up that was. Not too bad of a third on the third week. I think yeah, we messed up pretty bad here on these on this day. Again, basically losing the profit from these 2 days and then just regaining a trade back. Again, sometimes not every day is going to be a trading day. These 2 days could have been avoided easily. I'm gonna make sure that I'm just avoiding these type of days. I personally, like, at the end of the day, I just gotta remind myself, guys, that this is my career, right? And I have plenty of days to take trades and better trades and not take trades on high impact news where it's either going to be high resistance liquidity or it's just going to be playing some choppy ass shit, you know. Sorry for my language, but you know what I mean, guys. I'm pretty sure you, whoever's watching this has experienced it, and I know you understand me. So it can just be avoided, guys. You know, just avoid it. Touch some grass, go to the gym, have an early breakfast with family or whatever, you know, and just avoid it, because you know you can always come back to it the next day, right? But again, it's been a very good month, a very good, valuable month to learn, to even become a better person myself, especially with my emotions and becoming just the trader that I want to become, right? But overall, guys, that is it. There's really nothing much that I can go through. Oh, this is my Figma. Sorry. But other than that, guys, that is it. Hopefully you guys found this resourceful, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I didn't stream today because I was with my with the homies in his community. I just wanted to just join them. I haven't talked to them in a bit, so that's why I didn't go live today. But I'll make sure I'll go live tomorrow. So overall, guys, have a good night. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.